Welcome back to Iowa Starting Line's weekly news roundup. Let's get into it. First, ICE agents were caught on video abducting a man named Jorge Elieser González Ochoa from an Iowa City grocery store where he worked. The video is really hard to watch, but I will include it here, so skip forward about 2 minutes if you don't want to see it.
Hey, are you living? I can videotape. I'm a combat vet. No, I'm a combat vet. Are you a... Then where's this cop? Are you a cop? Are you ICE or a cop? Hey, are you ICE or a cop?
Hey, are you living?
Call me, yeah, please, call 911. Hey, are you ICE or a cop?
Hey, are you living?
Gentlemen, you need to identify yourself.
Yeah, hey, are you ICE or a cop? You could be...
Hey, are you living?
Are you
Hey, are you
ICE or a
living?
cop?
Hey, are you living?
Are you ICE or a cop?
Hey, are you living?
Hey, look at their
Hey,
faces.
you
Are you
look.
ICE or a fucking
Hey, are you
cop?
living?
Are you ICE or a fucking cop?
Hey, are you living?
Oh, really? You're gonna fucking tase them? I got this on video. I'm a combat vet. I'm an Afghanistan combat vet. I got this on video. You won't even identify
you
yourself.
Gentlemen, who are you with?
Who are you with?
Federal agents.
Who? ICE? Wow, you better not fucking tase them. Call the cops.
I need to see that.
Fucking pieces of shit. Look at their fucking faces. Can't even identify themselves. Pieces of fucking shit. Racist little bastards. You fucking
Hey, are you
piece
left?
of... You fucking... Don't you touch me, I'll knock you the fuck out. I'm a combat vet. Afghanistan combat vet.
Hey,
What's your name? Say your name. Say your name.
Jorge Elieser González.
The agents in the video are wearing plain clothes and can be seen later in the video loading Gonzalez into an unmarked Dodge Caravan with Lynn County plates. This particular video came from Escucha Mi Voz, an immigrant rights organization of which Gonzalez was a member. They said Gonzalez was an essential worker who lives with his family in a local homeless shelter, and he also does not have a criminal record. Iowa has seen an increased ICE presence since the 2024 election. Between January and late July, immigration arrests and deportations tripled in Iowa under Trump. The day after the video of Gonzalez came out, ICE arrested Des Moines Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Ian Roberts, who is a public figure around the Des Moines area. There was no immediate information after the news broke, but ICE is now claiming that Dr. Roberts did not have work authorization in the U.S. and was also issued a removal order in 2024. DMPS spokesperson Phil Roeder told the Associated Press that Dr. Roberts passed his background check and also completed an I-9 form, which requires work authorization. Roeder also said that DMPS did not know of a removal order. For more specifics on Dr. Roberts, you can check out this article from AP. If you're looking for some ways to support Iowa's immigrant families, I've put together a list of some local advocacy organizations that you can turn to. Escucha Mi Voz is an immigrant-led advocacy organization that leads trainings in accompanying immigrants and their families to their court appointments to protect them from ICE. If you or someone you know has an immigration check-in in Des Moines or Iowa City, you can call them at 319-324-8664 or the Catholic Worker at 515-729-6482 to arrange protection. The Iowa Migrant Movement for Justice is a legal advocacy organization that helps thousands of Iowans each year through the immigration process. They offer free legal services, know your rights trainings, and an ICE reporting hotline. And you can find them at iowammj.org. The Iowa City Catholic Worker is a faith-based organization that runs the homeless shelter Gonzalez and his family were staying at. Next, the scale of Iowa's cancer crisis goes way beyond personal health choices, and the government needs to address this issue with policy. These last few months, our team has become familiar with the root issues of Iowa's high cancer rates, and we have some suggestions based on what we know about Iowa's top 3 cancers: breast, prostate, and lung. Research shows that most women who develop breast cancer do not have a family history of disease, which suggests that environmental factors play a big role in its development. A National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences study found that air pollution, particularly lead, cadmium, and mercury, is linked to a greater risk of breast cancer. Nitrogen dioxide, which is traffic-related pollution, is also associated to a higher risk. Other risk factors include hair straighteners, hair dye, and burning wood or gas indoors. Here are some places regulation could start: limiting or labeling endocrine-disrupting chemicals in consumer products, prioritizing development that doesn't rely on cars as a primary means of transportation, and funding projects that enhance air quality monitoring, particularly for fine particulate matter. An increased risk of prostate cancer is linked to pesticide exposure, exhibited by a disproportionate rate of this type among farmers. Another risk factor is nitrates in drinking water, which is another result of unregulated big ag. The nutrient reduction strategy was a voluntary program to curb nitrogen and phosphorus pollution from ag operations. Farmers have done good work in this program, planting cover crops and installing other conservation measures, but its limited impact is the David to the Goliath of 53 million pounds of pesticides applied to Iowa's farmlands each year, and a legislature dominated by Republicans for the last decade has let big ag go unchecked. So goals necessary for environmental health are largely ignored. Regulation here could look like mandating buffer strips along waterways to slow the runoff into streams, limiting fertilizer application during vulnerable weather periods to avoid heavy rains flushing chemicals from the field, requiring proper manure storage and application timing, limiting pesticide usage near schools and residential areas, ending moves to defund the state's water quality monitoring system, and increasing financial penalties for agricultural operations that exceed pollution thresholds. For lung cancer, we know smoking is bad, and we know this because of some aggressive media campaigns between 1963 and 2006 that were confronting the tobacco industry. But did you know that radon, an invisible cancer-causing gas seeping through Iowa's soil, is second only to smoking tobacco as a cause of lung cancer? Radon is caused by the natural decay of uranium, contained in rocks left behind by glaciers from our Ice Age days. It's ubiquitous, but it's not unmanageable. Regulation here could look like requiring landlords to allow tenants to test for radon and break leases if levels are dangerous. According to some data from the American Community Survey, about 28% of Iowa's housing units are rented, and yet most have no idea if they're being exposed to radon. The legislature could require new homes to include passive radon mitigation systems during construction, and also fund radon testing. In 2025, the Iowa legislature set aside $20,000 for the Iowa Department of Health and Human Services to pay for radon testing kits. According to Representative Austin Baith, demand for the kits exhausted their availability, and the legislature could increase its allocation of free tests. Outside of radon, the legislature could increase tobacco taxes, which Iowa has not done since 2007, and impose taxes on vapes and e-cigarettes. Finally, Trump's EPA has rescinded rules proposed by Biden that would have created phosphorus emission limits on meat industry plants across the country, including in Iowa. Phosphorus is the #1 polluter of U.S. waterways, and every year industrial ag and meat processing plants dump 112 million pounds of nitrogen and phosphorus. Phosphorus pollution feeds algal blooms that create low oxygen zones harmful for aquatic wildlife, and nitrogen pollution makes our water undrinkable and our lakes unswimmable. A 2-year study done in central Iowa found that Iowa has some of the most polluted waterways in the country. So much so that city water facilities are banning lawn watering, and the concentration of certain chemicals like nitrates in our water is linked to cancer. These proposed rules would have required those responsible for that pollution to eliminate 17 million pounds of pollutants, which is a fairly small part compared to the whole. Thanks for watching this week's Roundup. If you're looking to support more of my team's work, there's a few things you can do. 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel for these weekly roundups, full episodes of our podcast Cornhole Champions, and more. 2, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Iowa Starting Line, Blue Sky at iowastartingline.com, and X at IA Starting Line. 3, subscribe to any and all of our weekly newsletters at iowastartingline.com/newsletter. And 4, we just launched new merch. Check that out in the episode description. We'll catch you next time.